Hello, everyone. I'm Samuel Johnson, and welcome back to the Lyoko Retrospectives. And today we're going to be discussing episode 42, A Fine Mess. And A Fine Mess is quite an apropos name for this episode. Let's start with the premise. In this episode, after the group does an outing on Lyoko, we don't know what they were doing, but they were on Lyoko. When they devirtualize, specifically Aelita, Odd, and Yumi, because Ulrich was there first, there was a bit of a glitch in that Ulrich and that Yumi and Odd swap bodies. They don't know how this happened. But it's essentially just a glitch in the devirtualization program, and and as such, in order to put everything back, they have to find the bug and fix it, which in Jeremy's words would take about all night, even with Aelita's help. As such, yeah, then that's pretty much it. Well, kind of. Essentially, I'm at a loss for words, honestly. The reason I have that strange smile on my face is because, one, it's filler, obvious filler, but that's not the big reason. The big reason is because it's cringe comedy. This episode's main purpose for existing is to create cringe comedy. We don't get a lot of it, but it is so stupid. Like, I don't know whether I hate or love. I don't know if I hate cringe comedy or not, because whenever I see it, I feel dying inside. Like, I feel a piece of my soul dying. It's like, when I see it, like, oh god, no. Please, no. No. But at the same time, I'm smiling. Am I finding it funny? I don't know. I'm hurting inside. Why am I smiling? And that's kind of what this episode is. The episode has that level of cringe. And the one that suffers, ironically, is... No, not ironically. The one that suffers is most is Yumi. Because Odd, while in her body, manages to make kind of an ass of her. Like, because he doesn't know how to use the chopsticks at dinner, so he has his own special fork brought from home. Because he's trying to hide his voice, because when they swap bodies, they swap voices too. They're gonna go with that trope too. Which, yeah, I would, yeah, I'd go off on a slight tangent. I don't like that trope when they do the Freaky Friday situations. Because it doesn't make sense. I feel like there's some, like, occasionally it can make sense if they actually explain it, or if there's like an explanation, like in the Owl House where it was a magical body change. But this is not the case. They are physical. I don't know why their voices went with them, but okay, but whatever. But yeah, there's that. There's the fact that he intentionally made her look stupid when he went to school the next day. So that's just thing. Or when Yumi's bra is digging into Odd's back. So Yumi just gets super defensive. And then, of course, Yumi has to deal with the fallout from Odd two-timing two girls. So they both just end up slapping him. Oh, and the coup de grace, Odd, just to be Odd, thinking he's doing something good, intentionally acts like he's putting the moves on Ulrich while he's in Yumi's body, getting Sissy to react angrily, and to make matters worse, Tamiya comes in to take a picture, and it winds up in the school paper. So yeah, it's just like, this is just like, Yumi's the one that suffers the most. Odd being Odd is just kind of rolling with everything, and even when it came to the two-timing thing, he's not there to deal with any of the fallout. It's Yumi who gets slapped in the face. Just like, But of course, it's still Lyoko, so there is still something more serious underfoot. And while Xana probably had nothing to do with this, ultimately there is still a big problem. Because of the glitch, because Yumi and Odd are in the wrong bodies due to the devirtualization process, their molecules are unstable, which begins manifesting as their hands begin phasing in and out of existence. At which point, Jeremy realizes, as such, when both Yumi and Odd bring this up to Jeremy, he theorizes that because of this, because of the molecular destabilization, eventually, if it's allowed to continue, their bodies would pretty much just go poof. They would be gone. As such, they have to fix this problem. They have to fix this problem right away. So the next day, once they think they got the bug fixed, they go back to Lyoko, send everyone in, and try to get everything rolling. But unfortunately, there are some there are some metaphysical. There are some. They got some. They have buffers in the way, and then they have buffers in the way of actually getting it forward. Again, we don't know if Xana was doing this, or if it's just security protocol. But as a result, they have to go to Sector 5, and, well, just get to the directly interface into it there, which makes sense. Again, if Sector 5 is where Xana lives, odds are it could be like a moderator area where you can have grand access to Lyoko, which makes sense, though. Which makes sense, and I'm guessing the reason they don't take advantage of it too often is because it's, again, where Xana lives, so he wouldn't let them stay long enough to screw with something that big. But whatever. But, yeah, bottom line, they do end up fixing it, and everything goes back to normal, and the episode ends with Yumi reading the newspaper and freaking out at Odd when she sees the image of Odd in her body cuddling up to Ulrich. So, yeah. Again, the episode was stupid. Whether or not it was the good kind of stupid or the bad kind of stupid, I don't know. My soul is telling me it's the bad kind of stupid, but I can't deny that some part of me is feeling some sort of, I don't know why I'm laughing, and I want to say I kind of enjoyed it. So I don't know. That's how I am with cringe comedy. I hate it, but it's doing something right if I'm laughing, right? And that's ultimately what this episode did. It gave me cringe comedy, and the whole episode, that's what the episode is. It's filler with cringe comedy. Things do get serious when you learn that the body switching is destabilizing Odd and Yumi, and we do get to see them having some growing pains, both... Sorry. I'm currently eating some ramen, some of it's in my throat. We do get some growing pains with Yumi and Odd in and out of Lyoko. Outside we have, but again, it's mostly with Odd. Actually, scratch that. In the real world, Odd is having trouble fitting into Yumi's role, which leads to the cringe comedy moments. But then in Lyoko, you got Yumi having some trouble. In Lyoko, you see them having trouble with each other's weapons, since even in Lyoko, their minds are in the wrong bodies. So Odd has to get used to using Yumi's fans, while Yumi has to get used to using Odd's laser arrows. The shield is easy to get used to. And I might have talked about the shield before, that at some point Jeremy apparently gave an upgrade to the Lyoko group. It's never said in the show, but essentially for Odd, his upgrade entailed giving him a shield, but in the process of getting it, he lost his psychic abilities, seeing precognition, seeing in the future. It's not a big loss. He barely used it beyond like 2 or 3 times, so it's not really a big deal. And honestly, the shield isn't really even given any grandioseness. It's something he just suddenly has in an episode, and we're never told that he lost the precognition. So yeah, whatever. I actually didn't again. That's part of the. I don't think I talked about it before this. That's just because I keep forgetting about that. I keep forgetting to mention it, but yeah, that's a thing that Odd has now. But yeah, again, that's real. But again, those things don't really last. Again, most of the growing pains thing is in the real world with the cringe comedy. Otherwise, after they get into Lyoko, it's just kind of them trying to find a way to get the devirtualization program up and running again, so that when Odd and Yumi are devirtualized, they're back in the right bodies. So, yeah. Again, I think the episode is stupid. I'm just gonna say that again. But like I said, whether it's the fun kind of stupid or the stupid kind of stupid really depends on if you're a fan of the cringe comedy. Part of me hates it, but I can't deny that there's a part of me that finds a little bit of enjoyment and schadenfreude in it. Just a little, because it still hurts me. Like, I see the cringe, and I just feel my soul dying, and I'm just like, ugh. I just can't. So, yeah. I don't really have much to say on this episode. That is just my full thoughts. it's a filler episode. Nothing really big comes out of it. We don't learn anything other than that Odd was cheating on 2 girls. So, yeah, he's a dick. But otherwise, yeah. We got something serious in the second half with the possibility of them being possibly going poof, but yeah, it's a cringe comedy episode. Whether or not you enjoy that sort of thing is depending entirely on your personal preference. So, yeah, if you like it, you probably will find a little enjoyment in this episode. I personally don't know if I'm gonna watch. I personally am thinking to myself, what was that? But that is me, and you are free to have your own opinions. So that is all I have to say. Don't eat that, and I hope you have a good day. I'm Samuel Johnson, and I will see you next week. Take care.